Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, àmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary,
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí.
Maiyegun diary,
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good evening to you, good morning to you, or good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary,
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary,
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary,
Maiyegun diary Politico.
That's right. Share this broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun is what? It's live. Maiyegun today.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary,
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary,
Yep.
Àní
Thank you so much for joining me.
Maiyegun today,
That's right.
Maiyegun ti dé, ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun today,
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun today,
Lórí Facebook,
Maiyegun today,
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun today,
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun today,
Sorry, I'm sharing the broadcast. You should do the same. Share the broadcast before you settle down. Like it and then
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun today,
Ijó ìgbádùn yẹn.
Maiyegun mami,
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun today,
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami, Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun Mawi. Yes. Good evening and good morning or good afternoon to you from wherever you are joining Maiyegun from. And this is Maiyegun Live. The rider for this broadcast are like a two-edged sword. I've been away to the color two-edged. I've been a two-headed. Doesn't matter. Just know saying a two sharp-headed sword. So to say, the first part is to bring to your notice in a form of documented, evidenced backup or factual backup to let you know that your PVC no go save you from these rogues. They control it. And I am not trying to dampen your spirit or your enthusiasm and all that. I just want to tell you the truth. And what you do with it, obviously, is going to be up to you. Okay? So that's the first part. The second part, if you permit me, is that of the court of, the High Court judgment. High Court judgment that just threw out another bogus, cooked up nonsense charges of Malamu for lack of merit, and for the court itself saying, I have no jurisdiction anymore. With the Court of Appeal judgment that said that Kanu should be freed, released unconditionally. Not just that, he should be returned back to Kenya, where he was kidnapped over a year ago. Before they can even try him anywhere for anything at all in Nigeria, Malamu, Buhari, and every one of those who are joyous that you kidnapped an innocent man, locked him up, and you are killing innocent people in order to make up for the reasons why you kidnapped him. Your courts have rejected all cases against Nnamdi Kanu. That's the reality. They are jumping from one place to another, changing judges, but they are getting the same thing. 10-0, Nnamdi Kanu 10. Nigeria, Buhari, Malamu, Tifnumbu, Ohaneze, and every one of you that is wishing that Nnamdi Kanu will not come out. 0. And that's going to be the second part of this chart. So if you are just joining us, I implore you to please share the broadcast if you haven't already. So let's start with that of the rigged 2023 charade. The first thing every time somebody asks me about 2023, what usually comes to my mind is this from, this particular one.
Every enemy of the church, as long as my father is on.
This is 2021. Some people are already getting ready to kill themselves over 2023. And they don't even know whether there will be 2023. They don't even know if there is 2023, whether they will still be around. There's nobody here who can say for sure that we will still be around by tomorrow. Nobody. It is God who determines who will still be around by 2023. Somebody said to me, sir, who do you think should be president in 2023? I said, president of where? He said, president of Nigeria. How are you sure there will be Nigeria in 2023? How are you sure? Can you swear? I pray there will be, so don't misquote me. But are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure? Because some of the things that will tell you or possibly remind you why Nigeria is not working, it will never work, are playing out, and they will continue to play out. What are those things? Fraudulent census, population census, fraudulent sharing formula, fraudulent constitutions that give that constitution that gives power to criminals and punishes citizens. And then all of these, which are sustained by fraudulent elections. You know, one of the things that is making many of you from southern Nigeria, I'm going to use southern Nigeria because now they believe, say, you read too much, you know too much, you are intelligent, you are well-traveled, you know what you are doing. It's a game of number. If the citizens out of 90 million people, you know, some of you are even quoting figures to show that you are so intelligent, believing that you are actually dealing with human beings. You are not dealing with human beings, and you will get to know better with time. I'm not going to discourage you, but for your own sake. Some said in 2011, now so number of people registered, now so number of people voted. Right. If the people that didn't vote, if they should stand up, they can chase the PDP and APC in your dream. Yeah, in your dream. In 2015, in 2019, they were quoting figures. The number of registered voters, 71 million. The total people who voted, 29 million. If just the 50% of those who didn't vote decide to just vote for one person, Omoyele Sowore, last song, Omoyele Sowore will be president. If the people who registered to vote that didn't vote voted last song, Itobi will be president by the Emma Toranyi. They are releasing figures of registered voters. Nigeria is a country of two laws for two different parts of the country. One law guides the western part of Nigeria, and that is what they call the Nigerian law. Different law guides the northern part of Nigeria, which is completely superior to whatever trashy constitution they gave to you, that I pledge to Nigeria, my country. Now, they know this very clearly, and they know that with your intelligence, now number you they quote, you don't even know the source of the numbers. Even though you do, all right? But in your own kind of living in denial, you keep giving excuses of even at that. But here is the facts. In 2019, when people like, you know, let me tell you, when some of us have given up completely, that you cannot save Nigeria. You are just going to waste your life, waste your time, waste your resources, waste your energy, and you will come back in regrets, or you will end up joining them so that you won't lose both ways, right? You will still get something to live with and say, well, if you can't beat them, you will join them. 2019, in 2019, INEC received over 178 billion naira for 2019 elections. Guess what they said they wanted to use the money for? To make sure that biometric registration, multiple registration. So biometric registration will cancel multiple registration, and it will clean the voters register. Not just that, they are also building a bigger server. I didn't even know what that meant, but somehow it was all over their media. They were building server. This server, once you vote and your result of your vote is transmitted, it cannot be erased. The Mugus, educated Southerners, they went to town with that. All this underage voting, all this thing, forget it. Deceiving yourselves every 4 years, like programmed mumus. But you sometimes love to live in denial. One Nigeria. Maiyegun is not always like that. We need to fight. You can't fight when you don't even know or control the rules of the game. They set everything up. You just find yourself shadow boxing here and there. And wait for it, oh. Wait for it. After the election, with so much videos, they are rigging. These ones are thumb printing. These ones are collecting money for votes. Blah, 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 everywhere. Still, when they now called the INEC that collected nearly 200 billion naira to conduct a sham that further divided Nigeria. Not just that, it also further alienated or allowed many Nigerians to further discharge away and say, now this one will go continue with. Now death with this, so 2019. Oh yeah, bring the server where you said you recorded all the voters, everything. Bring them. No, we didn't say we have a server. We didn't have any server anywhere. What about the data of everybody that you collected to vote? Can you bring your voters register? No, I mean, we don't have any data for them. We don't have anywhere we are. We just like that. There's no record of 2019 election. There's no record of 2019 voters. And because of that, there was no case against APC. Egbekegbe Buhari is serving 7 years or 8 years now. And what happened to your lives? What has happened to Nigeria? What has happened to your security? What happened to your economy? What has happened to your education, your health care? Listen, you know what happened, Abby? Because they control the game. And when they tell you, if you are not happy, go and contest. If you are not happy, go and start your own party. If you are not happy, if you want to have, if you are not happy with what is going on in Biafra and you want Biafra, go and run for office. What they are telling you is to go through the right channel. Guess what? The right channel, the crooked channel, now the channel where them built, which means you will go through it according to their own rules and regulation. And before you know it, you are sucked up in it. You are lost completely, sucked up. And when you say, you don't cheat us, you have cheated, they say, but you participated now. So you didn't know that, because you lost, Abby, now you are crying. Go to hell. They will now bring their soldiers and they will kill you. That is why you cannot change them with your PVC. They control that. You know what they have done for your 2023 charade? They need over 300 billion naira for your 2023 charade. But guess what? More than 60% of northern Nigeria currently is occupied by terrorists. I am saying this because it's facts. More than 60% of northern Nigeria is no longer controlled by Nigeria. Towns, communities, villages. In Niger State alone, they are controlling over 8 local governments. According to the state government, for over 8 months now, these terrorists have been controlling over 500 communities. People from those areas, those who managed to escape, they are living in IDP camps right now. Those who are unable to escape, they are serving as slaves, working on farms for terrorists right now in those areas. There are no police stations, there are no military, there are no nothing in those areas. Katsina State, in where Buhari comes from, more than 12 local government areas are controlled by terrorists. I am not joking. You can look them up. Nigeria have 6 geopolitical zones of 36 states and 774 local government areas. Right now, in Nigeria, more than 300 local government areas in Nigeria across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria are currently experiencing the worst of the worst insecurity that are mostly underreported right now. People have been displaced. People have been, you know what I mean? So go and get your PVC. If you are not happy with what they are doing, go and fight them in this. Go and do this or that. And all of those things they are lying to you with, right? And then everybody rushed out, especially southern Nigeria, where they believe that they are more educated, they are more enlightened, they know, that stuff, obedient, especially be revolution now and all of that stuff. Everybody playing along. But guess what? They saw it. They saw the search. Kilo day, all of you want to vote now. Are you waiting to happen? But surprisingly, 39% in Nigeria, listen, in Nigeria, it is on record that literacy level, that is the ability to read and write, in southern Nigeria is put at over 70%. Yes, over 70% of people from southern part of Nigeria are able to read and write in English or Yoruba or Igbo or any other language. So simplicity. And it is also on record that literacy level in northern part of Nigeria is in fact right now at its lowest. Guess how much percentage? Don't feel alarmed though, because it's true. Currently, with all the terrorism, as you are watching this video, in Kaduna State alone, over 1,000 schools have been shut down because of insecurity, because of terrorism for over 1.5 years right now. Go and check and verify that. Borno State, Sokoto, Kaduna, I just mentioned Kaduna, Niger, and so many of these places ravaged by terrorism. They are no longer opening schools. Guess what the literacy level are? Is right now in northern Nigeria. 18%, less than 20% of northern people in northern Nigeria now have access. I could be able to read and write correctly. I'm talking about read, write, and in English, and then other languages. Is become worse and worse. That is their record. But guess what? When the time for registration came up, online registration in southern Nigeria for those who wanted to vote was suddenly surged between March 2022 and June 2022, right? And they said the registration surged from a paltry 26-27% normally to over 89% people turning up that they wanted to. Talking about people who are able to vote, who wanted to vote. But you know what happened? Lesser number of that same turned up in northern Nigeria online. But you know when INEC software started solving this whole registration out, in eastern part of Nigeria, where the Biafrans are, more than 39% of them who registered online, they said their registration came out as error, which means when they registered tens of millions up north, in Biafra land, they were only able to register less than 1 million people. While those they cancelled, that their registration didn't go through, there are more than 1.6 million people cancelled because they couldn't use internet, they couldn't use online to register their name, their address, and their age, and their sex, and all that too. But northern Nigeria, they have 14% cancellation from the number of those who registered online from northern Nigeria. Only less than 14% came out as error. But guess what? After now doing all those checks, which one is error, which one is multiple registration, which one is this, which one is that, ladies and gentlemen, INEC has now published what they called the first copy of the over 90 million registered voters in Nigeria. But do you know something? For those who know very well, I'm not saying that that they are loading. There's something called loading, which the establishment, the political parties, the elites, the money bags, and all the barons that runs your system behind the scene, the ones you don't really see, okay? So most of them run things behind the scene. They cook the number. Are you with me? They cook the number across Nigeria, but now cooking different from cooking. Something that will tell you, you can't save Nigeria. You can't. Okay, what should we do? Okay. You keep asking me that question all the time. What should you do? What should you do? But at the same time, you want to save Nigeria. But wait, I'll tell you. I'll remind you, by the way. So, as I was saying, those who came from Eastern Nigeria were, out of all those registered, they were only able to get less than 1 million people. That one continue to give them the bragging rights. When we are talking about Nigeria and power, Igbo people should go and sit down. How many are they, Seth? And that is coming from Abdullahi, a Fulani boy from Sokoto, that statistically in Nigeria, where you have over 250 ethnic nationalities and with over 500 languages, statistically, when they start picking major ethnic nationality from Nigeria, they will pick Yoruba, they will pick Igbos, who are over 50 million. They will pick Hausa, pick Kanuri, pick Ijo, pick Tifi, pick so many people with millions and millions of population before they would even reach Fulani with 3% population in Nigeria. Something that, because of this forceful union, they removed history from Nigeria book. So technically, the owners of Nigeria, whose scheme, okay, how many states you go get? Okay, how many local government these ones go get? How many of you go, you know what I mean? Those who structured Nigeria, that is why they have the bragging right to say, we know your own state. All of una, make una know your place in this Nigeria. As we structure them, now so it go be. But it hasn't brought any unity. Haven't you noticed? You see, every time they talk about unity, progress, let us all come together. We're supposed to be our brothers' keepers. And we're supposed to be patriotic. We were supposed to love our country. And the rest of that, But the lie is that in practice, you don't say unity. Unity is not just a word, okay? Equity, justice, fairness, all these words, they are not just words. They are words that comes with action. Now, if you follow them with action, well, we will not be like this. But Nigeria, that is a forced union, where all of us, we are pretending to. Where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. Oh, yeah, I've met Nigerians. Yeah, Nigerians and all of that stuff. But one-on-one, with the waiting Yoruba they call and Derawani. You know it, I know it. When it comes to that Nigeria, everybody they waka with their own dagger for the back. They wait for any time. We say if you lose guard, last one you collect stab knee. But we are pretending, giant of Africa, and then the rest, you know what I mean? But we are dealing with ourselves whenever we have the chance to, because we are not supposed to be fused together this way. We never signed up for this. And those who forced us together, they still control it. And when they say go and get your PVC, they will tell you how many of you will use them and how many of you will never use them. Do you understand that? Maybe not, Abby. Then that's where you understand that maybe it is actually your ticket to break free from this traditional recycling. That somehow you are culprit, you are culpable, because you think you can beat them in their game. But it's coming up gradually. In southern Nigeria, fictitious names will be put inside the voters' register. By the political parties, the barons, the drug dealers, and the rest of them with the real money, in conjunction with INEC officials. So your 2023 election is rigged before it even starts. So this is how. In northern part of Nigeria, They don't just put fictitious names. They boldly and courageously and religiously display underage voters, which INEC software can never, ever discover. But when it comes to southern Nigeria, INEC machine, they work in southern Nigeria to control them. As educated as some of them declare, we are decent people. Talos of people decency. Slaves don't feel decency except when they picture themselves as decent people. There is no decency in slavery. There's no decency in living inside what do you call it? Inside asylum, a concentration camp, somewhere where you are living in slavery that is not physical, like in chains and all of that. But there is nothing gentlemanly there. So what happened? In southern Nigeria, fingerprint machine may suddenly not work. Are you with me? And because of that, you may not be able to vote. But in northern Nigeria, they not born you well that you are working for INEC. You decrease. You can't question the age of these children. Are you mad? Check your record. Is their name? Are their names not there? Are their faces not there? Because northern Nigeria can only survive. Okay, should I say, the northern criminals, your northern leaders, your northern elites, the failed terrorist leaders you have from northern Nigeria, majority of them, they can only sustain and survive on the free money, that the control of power, using the bogus censor, bogus voters register, bogus election to control. If they should, for any reason, lose the grip of power by the breakup of Nigeria, you will stone many of them on the streets of Kanu, street of Sokoto, and street of Kebbi. You will stone them until you get them. Street of Kaduna within a year after you have realized, they have realized that that free money from Nigeria is no longer coming. I'm not joking. Because if not, you have seen it as a tradition. INEC software, INEC this or that, they know they work up north. You know it. People from 1900 with the picture of a 20-year-old man are registered inside the INEC register, and they will vote. And they don't burn you well to say you be INEC this thing, So currently, out of all the 36 state commissioners, INEC commissioners you have, 17 of them are members of APC. Egbekegbe, 17 INEC commissioners. In southern Nigeria, a lot of you are bragging. We use beavers in Oshun. Beavers is the greatest thing that Buhari, the biggest legacy of Buhari is beavers. That beavers is biometric verification, blah, 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 something. No, I don't know if that's right. But you shall know it has to do with verification. Then use them in Oshun. Election transition. When you vote here, you transit election. They use it in Ekiti. Guess what? The Southerners are bragging about it. But you are not going to use it in northern Nigeria. You know it. It's already starting. This is not something that is just being put out there, by the way. It is on INEC website. INEC, they do night service in northern Nigeria. See voters. That they use torchlight to take their pictures. And their machine, no, they reject them. Are you with me? So you from southern Nigeria, before your name even get to a stage where they will say, come and correct it if it come out or it no come out. You know something? They have already disenfranchised over 40% of you newcomers. Are you with me? In Imo State, they said over 40,000, over 500,000 people registered in a local government that had over 2,000 voters in 2019. Hopeless or Dijo, everybody, the doctor arm. They say total voters in Nigeria right now, they are now, how much? They are now over 90 million, okay? So go and get your PVC. Go and get your PVC. You go challenge them. Out of the 91 million voters in Nigeria, guess what? Over 60 million are from northern Nigeria. And half of that 60 million, in fact, more than 60% of that 60 million, they are fake names, fake numbers from fake polling units, from everywhere that they're going to turn print and give them. And your struggle with APC, Egbe, will continue. Like I said, I know be say I won't break your heart. This one will be say something, we be say, now rumor, I hear say, let's go to INEC website. Shebi, you know that Borno State has been under the control of the terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, who now control over, local government, they are now controlling over, over 21 local government areas in Borno State. They've been controlling them for more than 10 years now, especially the last 7 years of APC. Now, the governance in Borno State, for a start, governance in Borno State have been from the capital. Local government chairmen, administrators, the money for the local, everything, they take them to Maiduguri. And that is why, to show that the Maiduguri, what do they call them? Zulum is working. He has the money of 27 to 28 local government areas handed over to him every month in order to put up the show you are witnessing there. Although, with what we have seen, is managed to resettle some of the people who have been chased away by the Boko Haram terrorists. Yeah, some of those who have been in IDP camps, he has managed to rebuild homes for them outside their local government. So we are talking about hours away from their local government, where they ran away from years ago. But guess what? Those local governments controlled by terrorists in Borno State right now all of them get polling units. And surprisingly, more people have signed up to vote in them. Let's say Borno State. I'll take you to Borno State. Check your screen. I'll use Askira is one of the hot top of Askira Uba is one of the hot tops of Boko Haram terrorism in Borno State, and it hasn't changed. It has always been the hotspot since even Buhari came in, right? Now, let's see what their register shows. From that Askra, they have 240, from this ward alone, they have 240 registered voters. But when you begin to look at them, right, this one is supposed to be a 30-years-old man, a 30-years-old voter, but does this young boy look like 30 years old to you? Especially considering the trauma so many of them have actually been through. So to say, look at this one. This one is supposed to be a 62-years-old man. And look at him. Does he look like that? Right? Now, if you take your time and you sign up and go on and check, right, you will see some of this. Now, the numbers of their voters, this is one word, though, 240. Now, let's go to another word in that Askra, Uba. Let's go to Uba word. Just pick any word, just anyone, right, and see. Okay? So, 259 in that single word. But you know something? By the time you begin to sieve through the voters register, look at this one. He's supposed to be a 30-year-old man. But you see that, right? This is on INEC website. According to them, by the way, they want you to come and tell them if some of these pictures are wrong. But remember, they already had a machine or a software that already did a sort of a softening of so many of these wrong registration, wrong pictures, young people being given the ages, age of, you know what I mean? Underage voters and all that. You can take a look. I'm just, if you go on to, I don't know if this website is showing up on your screen as it is, but give me a sec. I'm going to go to somewhere, another local government area. Let's say, where is that again? Bill. or should we say Shibok, or Damboa. Damboa is another hotbed of Boko Haram terrorism. So now let's say this word, Ajingi, right? I don't know if these are sub-words. If you begin to add the numbers together, you begin to see that now one single word in this Damboa, okay, has nearly 1,000 registered voters. Like I said, these are local government areas that are mostly controlled by the terrorists, where the people live in IDP camp far, far away from their homes. But again, they are going to deliver the Kardashian votes, the one that will knock out or knock off whatever you are bringing from mostly densely, highly denselated areas in southern part of Nigeria, which they have, naturally disenfranchised their millions in order to prove to you that northern Nigeria is more than southern Nigeria. Now, this is public in order for people who are asking questions like, how did you get out? How did you get this? Right? This particular ward, well, this one is not much. They only have 94 people there as registered. So let's go to another one. Here is another one, Niger. Let's go to Niger State. Niger State. Where is Niger? Here is Niger. Now, let's pick one place. Kotangora. Where is Shiroro? Shiroro, which I know of, is controlled by Boko Haram terrorists. In fact, one of the Nigerian power projects in that part, Nigeria has not been able to reach that power plant or power station for years now, and is contributing as well to your poor power supply in Nigeria. I'll just pick this. This is a primary school. Let's see how many people registered there. That is what do you call it? That is over 764 in this place. When you begin to look at them, right, those who are children that you normally would say, okay, well, they should be 18. When you look at their age, multiple registration, and other stuff, they just don't add up. You get what I mean? Look at this child. Look at this child here with this so blurry picture. And she is Ramatu Abdullahi. She is supposed to be a 58-year-old or 60-year-old woman. Well, look at the picture, right? Now, these are the examples that you will see everywhere. Now, talking about numbers, okay? Now, let me come down southern Nigeria to the southern part. Okay, let's go to Kanu. Let's go to Kanu. If you go to Kanu, or should I say Kaduna, let's try Kaduna before we come down south. No, Kaduna is southern Kaduna. Let's try Katsina. That one too, we are very short of. You have Bakori among the areas where terrorists have taken over. Look at all the polling units there. If you begin to check the numbers, it will amaze you that these are the areas where they cook up the figures. Look at this one. This is a this is a Fulani terrorist infested area of kidnapping. People have been chased away. You know what I mean, right? Now, they are in single primary school there. They have registered 1,300 voters. Now, here is what I'm going to show you. Before, this is numbers. Now, these are numbers, okay? Now, let's come down south. We know that Aba in Abia is a commercial center where you have Onitsha, areas where you have concentration of people, large number of people, right? Now, see what they recorded for them. In Abia, let's go to Abia, yeah. And let me see if I will have Onitsha. Does Onitsha have a local government? I don't know, but I'll stay in, Anambra will be in Onitsha, not Aba, rather. So Aba will be in Abia. So let's say Aba North. North. Let's just put one in this area, yeah. Just random and check the numbers. Right? Oh no, come on. Okay. Motorcycle. Just give me a sec. I think that should prove that a crosswalk, okay. And possibly this. Right. Now, so this is Aba. Oh, good enough. They have a good number for you there, which represent the numbers of, in that large concentrated concentration of our people. Now, let's say we want to try. Why? Yeah, just same way. You can see all of you will go there where they don't verify. Now your this thing be this, okay? It's public, and they want people to tell them if any of you is fake. Now, let's say we are still in the oh no, hang on. Okay, I think because I'm going back and forth, right? The system is, or should I say, they don't. Let's go to somewhere which is not kind of highly considered. Oafia. Let's go to Oafia. So, and then Asiama or Oafia, right? So we have, let's take a school. Let's pick one. Oh no, come on. Right. Palm trees, 1, 2, 3. That should be it. Where's the palm trees? Okay, maybe. Right. So look at this area, 481 people, right? And if you go on to say 1 second, I'm going to show you something as well, okay? Just to help you understand this scam even better, right? When they say northern Nigeria is, when they talk about this, their bogus population and all that, we can take a look from the sky and compare and contrast, and then you will know that among other things that they have already set up, which gives them the number all the time, yeah, you will be playing into their hands, so to say. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You will be playing into their hands, except if you also probably have a plan B, as you have been advised in the past. So give me a sec. So I'm going to switch screen for a second, and then I'm going to bring that back up. Consider this segment as a bit of an eye opener, something to look through, so that when you want to probably tell somebody that don't play into the hands of these rogues, so that you have no emotion to sort of lose to them, or even a life to lose to them. Now look at Nigeria, which I'm going to bring up in a second once this pop up. Okay, so let's say we want to defeat the theory, right? That theory that northern Nigeria is more populated than southern part of Nigeria. By mass, are you with me? With what it is with the people of the Blue Belt, okay? You will say northern Nigeria, northern part, from middle beltern part of Nigeria to the up north, right, is obviously bigger in landmass than southern part of Nigeria. But if you look closely, 1 sec. If you look closely, look at states. Now look at this of this map. These are other countries next that share borders with Nigeria. Okay, mostly deserts. You see that? Deserts. Okay. Now, for some obvious reason, right? The people living in this part of Africa that also borders Nigeria, they are mostly what the people you call Fulani Adas. farmers, others, all that. And if you look at this part, this is not somewhere you can say, oh, hang on. So please give me 1 sec if my screen is acting up. I want to show you that. So let's see. Sorry, I really wish I didn't do that. Okay, so give me a sec. Let me refresh that just for a second. So when you look at the up the map, you see those countries that border Nigeria. Okay, and the reasons why they said terrorism is so much in that part of Africa, West Africa, and Nigeria is paying the price is because of what they said was climate change, which is destroying our earth. And therefore, it is causing serious migration down to Nigeria. And from this part of Nigeria, for those of you who know the map of Nigeria very well, you can see the map on the screen. Let me see if I can highlight it. Okay, so do you see? I think I've got a red map. Red mark on it. Is that showing up on your screen as well? Give me a sec. Right. Now you see the map, right? Now, if you which simply means that the southward the map goes, the greener it becomes. You see all this green you see here? There are areas where the people from here, from this desert, that are actually countries, right? People from here are now considered as those who are making life hell for those who are on these green parts, these greener parts all over Africa, especially West Africa, Central Africa. You will see the Fulani terrorists wreaking havoc. And their reason is because they need to feed their cows. Okay? However, that is just about the Fulani terrorist insecurity, Abi. In Nigeria itself, if you broaden this map, like if you enlarge this map, you will now see even deserts within the greener Nigeria, which simply means whatever people are suffering here, all these areas, partly in Nigeria, which is northern part of Nigeria, we are suffering the same thing. People are suffering the same thing there, which has then caused huge and generational migration, mostly to this southern part. Are you with me? To this part and to wherever they can find themselves, which is all right, because by the virtue of this singular map, okay, I think my screen is going to freeze again. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to explain while it's load up. All right, give me a sec. Now you see the people from that who are inside Nigeria, they are also suffering the same thing, and it's been like that for ages, right? The northern political criminals, they have never invested in irrigation system that could even make this northern Nigeria or this vast land in northern Nigeria to be attractive. So what does that mean? It means that most of the people live in, the most number of people live in towns. They live in cities that they could find within northern Nigeria, and as central as as they can go, as central Nigeria, which is the middle belt part of Nigeria, as they can go. And it's always been like that. But politically, that is not what they put in the book. You see all those deserted areas. Give me a sec. 1 sec. All those deserted land up north, they fill them with fictitious numbers. Because in Nigeria, when they say Nigeria has 200 million people, in their political scheme, that out of that 200 million people, 150 million of them, they are living they are from northern Nigeria. Because I look at the land now, because northern Nigeria controls over 70% of the land mass in Nigeria, but they don't have the population to fill the place. They never had, they will never have, and that is the truth. But they have promoted this myth for so long that they will never allow any transparent, independent population census, because that is how they share allocation. Oh. That is how they share political office. Oh. That is how they share contracting. That is how they share everything, including your resources. And right before your eyes, let's say you go get PVC. You can't line up, they get PVC to fight the people where we say this is their life. This is what they have been living for. This is what they have, their own forebearers. This is what they left for them. This is what they expected them to do. They can't lose that part. They can't lose Nigeria. And that is why they have to keep Nigeria divided as it is, so that you will never agree that to save all of us, it better may we go our separate ways. You won't agree because you are Igbo, or you are Yoruba, or you are Fulani, or you are Hausa, because everybody wants to take their turn. Depends on the side of the coin you belong to. And that serves the purpose of the rogues who are doing this to us. So look at this scam. Are you with me? I'm going to zoom and zoom and zoom and zoom. And I'm going to tell you to take a look from the top and tell me, how did they come by with those KKK numbers? The ones that, they are robbing you on their, like daylight robbery, and you are actually like participating to validate that. Anyway, look at this. I'm going to say, to make it easier for us, okay? Let's say, where is the most populated part of, okay, let's use the population they have released. Lagos State is smaller in size, okay? But there's no part of Nigeria that doesn't have somebody from their village, from their family, or from somewhere that is living in Lagos or living in western part of Nigeria. I'm not kidding. Like from all over the place, which is true, okay? Now, with that number, right, and the resources that is available for the people of a Lagos State, right, you will think with that number of people there, I mean, Kanu is also considered very, very populated, okay, which is fine. Kanu is populated, it has the land and all that, okay. But how does Kanu look from the top? Is everywhere in Kanu populated? I can tell you this free of charge. Every part of, for example, Lagos is small, Abi. They say Lagos population is 10 million officially. But Tifnumbu and Fashola and the rest, they say no. There are 24 million people living in Lagos. So Nigeria gave Lagos 10 million. And they gave Kanu 18 million people living in Kanu. Now, let's go to Kanu from the top. Let's hope this helps us somehow without freezing. Sorry, one sec. Let's see. Now, this is supposed to be Kanu. And let's hope this takes us. Now, this is Kanu. And if you want to possibly, let's see. Okay, one sec. I want to see how much of it I can actually bring up on the screen. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing that with you yet. I'm sorry. I should be showing you that, okay? Now, let's see. Now, this is, hang on. Where is that? Yeah. You see this red circle? I don't know if that is popping up on my screen. And if it is, that would be great. Okay. Now that is Kanu. Oh no, my screen again. Okay. Now, normally when you look at that from the map I have, yeah, I'm going to go and do that somewhere else. So just give me a sec. I wish it went so smoothly as I would want, but somehow you cannot beat what is acting up. So don't go anywhere.
Some people think say you dey do juju.
Is this a joke? They will never go free.
Them dey bone face oh, oh yeah, that would them dey bone face for. Easy body yeah, you're so wicked they walk oh. You know, as I'm watching you on television now, they paint them. That is all. And they sweet when they see me appear like this, they paint them. And I promise them, I'm here to bury them. I see they paint them, they see us. I see they paint us, they pay. When I say I see they paint them, they see us. I see they see us, they go they pay. I see they paint them, they see us. Face me and face you. Every morning, every afternoon, every night, weekend, every day, weekend. Weekend is not important. Why are you worried? Weekend is not important. Why are you worried? Allow weekend to rest. A big man, a big man, a big man, a big.
I'm sorry that I couldn't find any other thing. You know what I mean? To entertain you while you wait. Okay. So I have found another alternative. Hopefully this will work. Okay. Hopefully. I really want it to. Now let's try that Kanu. Yeah, let's see. And let's say Kanu. So this is like the Kanu city. Let's see when that pops up properly. So this is Kanu as the normal highly highly populated area. Now if you zoom in, so you can see the moment you begin to leave the central area, you begin to get to the, let me see. Oh, hang on. I think, where is that again? It's already coming down to, okay. Let's say, no, this is Lagos. This is not Kano, Nigeria. Biwalo Kano, Nigeria. Okay. Now let's see. So you see, I don't know if your screen has this red line that demarcates where Kano is, right? As you can see, you see this round, or let me say this area is the densely populated area where you can see a lot of people. Okay. So the moment you begin to go to the fringes, where Kano has 44 local governments or thereabouts, okay, when you begin to go to the fringes, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think you probably would say they will make up for the number. There is no desert. There's no desert or what have you around Kano. Okay, just like you have there. So now let's go to Borono. Borono, where they have how many millions of voters? I think 5 million, and they will give APC Egbekegbe 100% of that. But let's take a look at that. Why Borono would have more people than the people in Ogun State, for example. But in Nigeria context, right, they will tell you it is what it is. Now let's take a look at Borono. Once that once that loads up properly. Now this is Borono, and then you can see Moguno. Moguno is a terror-infested area. Now, when you widen it up, let's see, what do you get from Borono? Right. It didn't take this long before we started seeing houses. But look at your screen, right? There are communities or there are places there, right? But let me see if I can get you any clearer picture. This is where Boko Haram headquarters is situated, and it's also the place where 2 million displaced people are currently, hang on, Borno, Nigeria. Can you do something like that? Or should I put a comma? Hang on. Normally, it shouldn't be this tough, right? You would have seen roofs, like so easy. The moment the maps zoom down and try to pick things up, but you can see all around the places, right? You can see that. Now, hang on. I'm gonna go back. Do you see where they have millions of people that they are giving your allocation to? Now, I have zoomed in, like zoomed in. This is us like looking at just looking at the path. Look at the areas where they are allocating your resources, Nigeria resources. And they are like, they have 19 states up north, right? Now, these are the areas where they will tell you they have honorable representing. Well, can you see some of them, right? Now, let's go to let me go to the center, the state capital, so that you can see the Maiduguri. You know what I mean now? So let's say Maiduguri, Borno State. I don't know if that will pop anything about. Let's see. Now, do you see my degree? Do you see that it didn't take long to quickly see roofs and see buildings? Now, this is inside Borono. Sure you get now. So, give me a sec. I've got something to also add quickly. If you can still hear me, by the way. So, like I said, right? Look at, this is Borono. I'm sorry, this is my Duguri. Now, it's not hard. Like the first one when I took the area coverage of the entire Borono state. This is my Duguri. It's easier. You know? It's so easy. In his way, mind you, give me a sec. I'm going to take another short break to put something up quickly. Don't go anywhere. Then we'll come back to this part of my Duguri, where it's easier to say, oh yeah, those are buildings. They are not hard to tell. They are not just a path and all that, right? Somebody said that the Fulanis are 27% of Nigerian population. You the mental, if you like say you the crazy, Abi, or they come back. And so now they manufacture everything and try to change everything in a way that even educated people today, they are so unsure of what is what anymore. You know what I mean? But I'm coming back to you. Like I said, somebody was saying something that the Fulanis are 27. This is not to disparage, it's just to make sure that we never have to model up facts from fictions and other lies that over the years have been like repeated and repeated. I mean, it's not even like that long. When I was growing up, the three major tribes in Nigeria, the three major ethnic nationalities in Nigeria were the Hausas, the Yorubas, and the Igbos. So where did you get your 27% from for Fulanis? As if, anyway, that's not the real thing. We won't be having this conversation, honestly, if we were all let to just be on our own, right? There will be no reason. There will be no, who will care? What's the percentage of Fulani and what's the percentage of Hausas and every other ethnic nationalities up north? Now, this is my Duguri. You can see, the moment you begin to leave my Duguri, shall you see now desert you they go so. And those are the areas mostly ravaged by Fulani terrorists, by Boko Haram. You know what I mean? Dalori, all those places. Shall you see Now, don't be confused though. I have one here. I have a particular one here that actually makes it easier so that you can know who is where in Nigeria. Yeah? Look at this. One sec. Now, all these fake figures that they are cooking, there are some of you think you can challenge simply because you have a card they gave to you. Yeah, take this card. Now, with this card, you can choose whoever you want. And you are now using that card because of your own access to information that you are so educated and all of that, but you are being controlled or will be controlled by the criminals who don't even have to like struggle so much to keep you under check the way they are making you suffer because you want to choose who will lead you. Look at that map, That's Nigeria map. Now, you see Nigeria as a map. But you see inside that map, this is what you have inside there. This is what you have inside that map. So if anybody is trying to change the truth or trying to manipulate things because it serves their political interest, right? Now look at this. This is not just northern Nigeria like they used to, like they would want you to continue to repeat, right? When Nigeria came together, as a country. These are all the ethnic nationalities that came together, okay? Now, show me on this map where 27% Fulanis exist in this map. But Nigeria wanted us to believe that whatever nationality we have, they can go to places. And that is why we are having all these problems we are having today. You can't deny all these people from their own ancestral lands in a way that some of them are being they are being killed barbarically. Barbarically. People are being brutally slaughtered and killed by the Fulani terrorists and other armed terrorists up north and across Nigeria, right? But look at this. This is every time you are looking at Nigeria map, okay? And they are asking you to be shouting state and capital. State and capital. Abia, Umaya, Adamawa, Yola, Akwa Ibom, Uyo, and every other thing they are asking you to be shouting. Those are the creation of the Fulani elite who never even care about the majority of the 3% Fulanis in Nigeria. Full-blooded Fulanis in Nigeria. 3%. The Fulani elite who have managed for decades to be favored in the power scheme of things and backed by, you know what I mean? They have not used that power to serve the interest of the Fulanis. Even the Fulanis in Nigeria, they are, like everybody from every part of Nigeria, from every part of this thing, Every Fulani is even facing worse situation of life than most people from every part of Nigeria today. But their elite will continue to spit in your mouth because they started with Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. There's nothing like Hausa Fulani. It's like saying, I am a Igbo Yoruba. I'm a Yoruba Igbo. I am a... calm down, okay? You are Fulani. You are Hausa because your papa na Hausa, your mama na Fulani, which is normal. Your papa na Igbo, your mama na Yoruba. You are Igbo. You are also Yoruba. Do you understand that? So if your papa, what's it they call up? If your papa na Middle Belt, I don't know. Like, if your papa come from any of these places, right, and marry your mama from other places, you are from both places. That is what is sensible to say. Now, you can then say, because my papa is from, and naturally, I think naturally, by the way, naturally, as Africans, right, wherever your papa come from, because you're going to likely pick you are naturally going to pick up your papa name, family name, Abi. And mostly you have to say, my papa na from Ijebu Igbo, my mama is from Odogbolu. They are both from Ijebu. So I'm an Ijebu man. I'm from Ijebu Igbo, and I'm also from Odogbo. You know that, That's normal thing. There's nothing like Hausa Fulani. But they have put it into their national politics because it serves the interest of the Fulani elite who don't give a damn about any Fulani. You know what I'm saying? They have been in power. They have been controlling the resources of Nigeria. None of them felt like that resources should even be shared among the Fulani herdsmen, the Fulani others, their family, educate them, empower them. So that even us, when they talk about Fulani, this Fulani, that, we they jealous. They're not jealous of you. You are just jealous of Fulani. Are you mad? Jealous of you? The Bontekodani abi tiki jealous of Fulani, abi your elite that are generational thieves, unproductive criminals who have access to hundreds of billions of dollars of Nigerian resources, and they squander them. They stole them with their southern counterpart. So what is your bragging right? Right. You don't have any bragging rights, if you ask me. You have no bragging rights where after controlling power for years, an average Fulani is so worse off in Nigeria, like an average Yoruba, like an average Igbo, like an average Ijo. Everybody is feeling the bite. And it's not because your life is better. Your life is not better. Do you understand that now? So they don't care about you, but you think you have a bragging right. Show me on the map where the Fulanis naturally own anywhere in Nigeria, and show me and tell me this particular map is fake, as you probably love to escape from from the truth anyway. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is this. The reason why Nigeria is not working is not far-fetched. It's not hard to tell. Injustice will never bring unity. Fraud, scam will never bring progress. Are you with me? And living in denial, they will never, in any way, in all ramification, benefit anybody. Nigeria is fraudulently fused together, not to benefit Fulani. It won't benefit Igbo. It will not benefit Yoruba. It won't benefit any one of you defending them for one reason or another. As long as Nigeria exists, it will benefit your oppressors. So what then is... Hang on. Sorry, give me 1 sec, Right, I think I got that right. So what then will be your own gain at the end when keeping Nigeria for them is not for you? If you are going to tell yourself the truth, but not be all of you could tell yourself the truth. However, here is another one. I have shown you Borono, Abi. Oh yeah, let us. It's like saying, as a Yoruba man, you say, well, Yoruba, okay, Yoruba boniti. Say I'm Ijebu. Ijebu Omo Alare. I say Yoruba boniti. Say I am Oyo. Oyo me say Oyo. I say Yoruba wo say I want Awati Kiti. Awati Ikale. Awati, you know what I mean? Everybody knows who they are, and they will say, we are Yorubas. Share you with me. But northern Nigeria, when from the beginning, what we had was Hausa, Yoruba, and then Igbo. This is the map of Nigeria. But you see, from this area where you see Nupe, from that part where you see Tifi, the Benue, you can see that they are not part of northern Nigeria. They shouldn't be. And if they are given an opportunity to choose where they want, seriously, they wouldn't be part of northern Nigeria. Look at that blue map. Okay. The guy who started Boko Haram, Shitima, is from that Kanuri. You see that Kanuri where you see green? That where you see green, which is very close to Chad, Niger Republic. Now there Shitiman come from. So that is why Shitiman can identify as a Kanuri man. Are you with me? He can identify as Hausa. He can identify as Fulani because everything according to them politically is esprit de corps, but developmentally, it's just for them, not for you. So this is where they are cooking all the figures. I'll take you to another part. Looking from the sky, the lies that they have cooked together that will bring in that, the three Kardashian, KKK, Kaduna, Kasina, Kanu, and you'll be hearing APC, Egbekegbe, scored 3.8 million. People destroying people at Tifku score 1.7 million. They say, people, they love suffering. No be suffering. Now people where they, no be them they vote. Now people where they vote. Now them they cook the number. Where some of you, they believe, say, you feel counter. Where you won't see them. Oh yeah, carry yourself. 50 million people. Oh yeah, go and vote for Obi from Southern Nigeria. But we'll get to that. Let's say we want to go to another highly claimed populated part of northern Nigeria with nobody to show for there. Give me one name. Let's try Adamawa. Adamawa. Yola. Adamawa, Nigeria. Oh yeah, wait for it. Now you see Adamawa. Those who schemed things. Adamawa share border with Cameroon. Are you with me? I don't know what they said your number of voters are there. Sure you get. But when they are talking about voters in Nigeria and those who will vote, the people of Adamawa, they are far, 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 far more than the people from Ogun State, the industrial hub of Nigeria. Now, look at this. So, this is Adamawa entirely. And you can begin to look for where could the numbers be coming from? Yeah. Right. Let's see. So, Adamawa Yola. Here you get. Oh, green. I'm still zooming to see if I can pick anything in large number, like in mass, like concentrated. But I haven't seen anything yet. These are the fringes. This is not the city, the Yola. Okay. But you can see some institutions dotted here and there. The more I zoom, you see, Madaliet Post and all those areas, you see? I'm still zooming. Adamawa. They'll say, it's bigger than Ogun State. Okay, fine. Do they have the number of how much they collect from Nigeria with this? Obviously not, okay? Now, I won't waste your time on that. Let me say Yola. And then you can look from within out, okay? Let's say Yola. Yola. Adamawa. Now, this is Yola. Do you see that it didn't take long to cite roofs, buildings, and all that, including the environment, Abi? Now, this is Yola, where more people are concerned. Then they will have maybe another second city if you check your right. Let me see if this thing will keep rolling if I close this. Oh, no. Okay, fine. I think it does. Give me a sec. Let's see. No. I'm going to try. Let's say this. Right, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? You can easily see the concentrated area, yeah, of people because it's close to the city. But outside the area where they cook all the numbers and the figures from, yeah, they're just deserts. Deserts. And that is why in most times, right, they have to bring in people from Niger, from all these other towns that are like border towns with all these countries to come in. This is Adamawa, look at that. I mean, where do they have the number from? And it's not just your vote. It is also what determines what they share. The sharing, what do you call it? The turn by turn Nigeria Limited, so to say. So I hope I have managed to share. I've spent about 90 minutes trying to show you this, not because you don't know, but their figures are already there. And when you compare them with what they are telling you, they don't match. And that is why when people said we should, in fact, have a conversation and go our separate ways. You see, if you try what they call restructuring, all of this will no longer matter. It will no longer be your problem. Are you with me? It will no longer be your problem. It will now be the problem of the people of that region who can then maybe allow the criminals to continue to loot them and control them. Same thing with us. It will now be our own problem to deal with our own thieves as we want or honor them as we want. One sec. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have shown to you the INEC updated voters register, and I have shown to you the discrepancies in that. I have shown to you the double registrations, the underage voters registered, and the rest of them that are very much unchallenged up north. But down south, I have shown to you how over 39% of you have been disqualified already, even before the day of your election, right? And I've also told you that out of your 36 states INEC commissioner, as you are getting your PVC or not getting your PVC, 17 of them are members of APC, and they are there for just one mission, deliver APC. And always remember that it wasn't just get your PVC or social media rage and the rest that brought APC, to power. You know the conspiracy. You know the financier. You know those who brought in APC, and as it is today, you are yet to put that same force together, because as we see, you are playing into their hands, and I hope you have a second plan, which they call the plan B. Now, I'll take just a 2 minutes break, and I'll tell you what happened today in their own courts, where Nnamdi Kanu again bloodied Malamu's nose, Buhari's nose, and all the fools that are praying publicly, privately, that Nnamdi Kanu should never be released. Shame and shame. Just 2 minutes.
Oh, ye do I call. Oh, Mary, Mama Naora, Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi go, you do I walk. O Mary Wonizu Mbiroya Abakare Mamanda Mora Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi.
Why did I miss that? I crammed that. Abakari Amanda Ura Uno. Okay, don't worry. Which is to remind you that every plot, every scheme, all grand plans to ensure that today or a day like this will never happen, put together by Buhari, Malamu, and other agent provocateurs who wanted Nnamdi Kanu out of the way, just for reminding you that talking about justice, talking about equity, fairness, and unity is not enough to bring justice, equity, unity, or fairness, as much as you might want to preach it. It is by doing them. Now, for 7 straight years, you would have wished that today, Nnamdi Kanu in their own lawless, judicial system that Buhari has finally bastardized. Bastardized beyond something that is, in my own opinion, probably irredeemable as of today. you will think that it's just going to be an easy conviction, just like in the military junta or military era, when Buhari could do all he wanted at any time he wanted, including attempting to kidnap Umaru Diko from London. That kidnapping that got exposed and got Nigeria, blacklisted way back in 1985. That is something that Buhari thought he could do, and he could do and just get it and done over with. What do you call it? What do you call him? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has now shown to all of you, all of us, that is a tough nut to crack. And if you think Buhari didn't have all the resources to crack and crush Nnamdi Kanu, then you have no idea what Nigeria is capable of doing. But something you should know now is that you think Buhari hasn't used all of that trick, all of that resource, all of that force, and yet every turn now disgrace they come to, every turn now to disgrace them, even in their own call to Jesus Christi Okokpo. Nnamdi Kanu is leading Buhari by 10-0. Ordinary to convict and get Nnamdi Kanu or get people to say Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, or Nnamdi Kanu gave me money to go and commit crime, or Nnamdi Kanu told me to go and do this or that, or with all the money and the resources they have, after 7 years, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 trial, 10-0, they couldn't find anyone to come out and say, yes, I am a member of IPOB. I work for Nnamdi Kanu, and I have evidence that he sent me to go and commit crime. This and they have none. They've tried and paid people. They've managed to get, but they just couldn't get it. At a point, they were requesting to cover people's face. Imagine, they will cover the face of people who won't come testify against Nnamdi Kanu. They were fighting that for like about 6 months. Oh, we need to try him behind the scene. Some people are so afraid of him. Some people are so scared of him. Scared of him. Abenyile so scared. Oh yeah, go and bring your people who go put on a coup. Who go wear a coup to come and testify against Nnamdi Kanu. Even at that, he no work. The court said they should free him. The court didn't say they should free Nnamdi Kanu alone. No. The court said they cannot try Nnamdi Kanu in any court in Nigeria. I mean, don't you get it? Yes, some of you want him because of your enslavement and because of your social conditioning. I understand. Like, some of you have said it repeatedly. If I have my way, I will deal with that Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, if you have your way. But you can't have your way. Now the same thing, Buhari probably told himself that if I have my way, I will deal with all of this. I will deal with all of these Biafrans. Now, Buhari is president. Malamu is your attorney general of Nigeria, the attorney general. Buhari is the one appointing judges for your court. 7 years, Nnamdi Kanu is in your custody. And yet, you cannot even find just one single allegation, just one, to stick. So that you can say, okay, after, oh yeah, 10-1. Oh yeah, 10-1. Just 10-1 for 7 years, you couldn't get. Like I said, yes, he might have said things that have made you, to lose your mind, to lose your brain, to lose your humanity, to lose everything in you. Now you just can't wait. I can't wait. Buhari will deal with you. Buhari will speak to all of you in the language you understand for 7 years. Koju for KTD. Kapage kesero. Wọ́n ní kàlàáfíà shatiwa. Irú àlàáfíà orí burúkú wo nìyẹn. Buhari, he has killed thousands of innocent people just because he wanted to prove to himself that he is that man, the Emperor Nero. Shena Emperor Nero abi Emperor Nero. Emperor Nero to teach the Biafrans a lesson.
And I know some of you, even some of you are Biafrans yourselves. Whether you, okay, put it this way. Even some of you Biafrans who didn't like Nnamdi Kanu, you were expecting Buhari to, because you knew that Buhari na madman, he would deal with them for 7 years. 7 years. And more than 80 court appearances, court trial. Listen to this. 7 years of trying to at least send Nnamdi Kanu to jail so that Buhari can go to bed and say, I couldn't kill Ojukwu, or I couldn't jail him for the way I felt. Now I go deal with this. Now I am dealing with this Nnamdi Kanu. So I have jailed him for 7 years. So 7 years, 2 kidnapping, 7 years of Buhari trying to crack the hard nut called Nnamdi Kanu. 7 years. They have kidnapped him twice. He has been in their custody, in their own detention, where they have been torturing him and doing all manner of things to him. In the last 7 years, Nnamdi Kanu has been in their custody for over 4 years. 4 years. 365 days times 4. That's about 1,400 pounds. No, only 400 pounds. Not pounds, okay? That's like a 1,400 and something days. Out of 7 years, Nnamdi Kanu has been in custody of Buhari, Malamu, and all of their bloodthirsty terrorist apologists in Abuja. He's been with them for over 4 years. They have appeared in court for more than 80 times. They have expended more than 21,000 hours. Wait till he plenty on top of Nnamdi Kanu this 4.5 years. So they have killed more than 2,000 innocent people in the name of trying to find Nnamdi Kanu's members, IPOB. They have been for 7 years. For 7 years, they have been able to kidnap more than 10,000 innocent people, transfer them to different kind of prison all over Nigeria, torturing them, and in some horrible cases, they are killing them, extracting their organs, and all of this are on record by this Buhari. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Not even one single court could use any evidence from Buhari and Malamu to send Nnamdi Kanu to jail. Like I said, even if you watching me right now, I've told yourself many times, I know some of you who have commented on social media, how many times you go comment, Nnamdi Kanu go to jail, Nnamdi Kanu go die in jail, Nnamdi Kanu will be this, he's this and that, as you are wishing. Now so that they disgrace Nigeria, now so that they dip Nigeria and inside more mess. Nnamdi Kanu's mess is going to eventually destroy whatever, any good smell you are smelling right now, or any kind of a shege you are seeing right now. The stench of this Nnamdi Kanu's mess created by Malamu, desperados, charge and bail lawyer. That's why I actually give credit to the legal team working for Nnamdi Kanu. You see, some of you don't know what they are fighting. And I know some of you do know. It's like fighting all principalities. There are people, okay, who are not publicly saying that if they should. Who are not publicly saying that Nnamdi Kanu and his message of a Biafra is going to kick so many of them out of relevance, and it's a threat. It's a big threat. But they are not bold enough. They are a bunch of cowards who couldn't counter him, who couldn't beat him down on argument that to say Igbos are better off in Nigeria. Are you with me? So they decided to gaslight them. They decided to criminalize them. Then they finally saw a friend in Buhari. Igbo governors came together. they declared IPOB a terrorist organization. It was the Igbo governors who first proscribed IPOB as a terrorist organization after they met with Nnamdi Kanu. And guess what? When they met with Nnamdi Kanu in Enugu back then, in fact, they were not in any way. They didn't come out to say they had a meeting with somebody who has terrorist inclination or somebody who has any kind of terrorism act against Nigeria or any that bears any kind of hatred. But guess what they found out? They found out that it's actually somebody who somehow, to their own surprise or shock, is so passionate about the people. He was even telling them that, listen, if you kill me, other people will rise up and they will demand for Biafra because it is their right. It is their entitlement. And you know why they will continue to ask for it? No matter how many of them you kill, no matter how many of them you exile, no matter how many of them you imprison, ladies and gentlemen, it's because of the injustice that Nigeria continues to do. It's because of the unfairness and this, the level of tribal ethnic profiling which Igbo suffer in Nigeria. These children, they're going to read the history. If you kill me, you cannot kill Biafra. And he told them, he said, if you want the hunger and the rage of the young people who easily want Biafra and they want out of Nigeria to at least to be controlled and managed, you first need to go back and tell Buhari that, you know what, the people of Igbo land, they want to be in charge of their own affair to start with. And he actually told them, he said, why don't you genuinely go up there and push for the real development of Igbo land? I'm talking about the real infrastructural development. Just same way they use name of Nigeria to borrow money, right? And they concentrate the development, the use of that money for the development of any part of Nigeria in other part of Nigeria except Igbo land. And you'll be so surprised. So go back there. Once you begin to do all these things for real, an average Igbo man, an average Igbo woman, they will begin to probably feel like, oh, okay, it's like they now feel like we are one of them. Oh, now it's like they now, the rest of Nigeria now feel like we are actually part of this country. Oh, open up their seaport, give jobs to these young people, real jobs, not political jobs and turning them to political jobbers. When he gave them the 11-point demand, the 11-point request to douse the increasing Biafra agitation and why Biafrans, want Biafra right away, right now, no negotiation. If you want these people to have any listening here to you, go and start doing the right thing. They left that meeting. According to those who were privy of the meeting, they said they were so surprised that Nnamdi Kanu was not telling them that he had an ambition to become governor of Abia State one day. Are you with me? That they thought Nnamdi Kanu was doing all of this to become popular, then he will now join politics and he will use that popularity, then he will now become a senator or a governor. Or maybe he just want to be a contractor, or maybe he just need oil block. He's not mentioning any of that. He's talking about electricity. He's talking about good road, hospital, schools, opening seaports. If I say this one, no well, oh. This one is a threat. Oh. The man will begin to do what he said. Then there will be nothing left for us to use in controlling the mind of the people. Well, then are we going to make sure the poverty that we have sworn as part of Nigeria to make sure that it never ends? How are we going to do that? They went back to Buhari, bunch of cowards, who are not bold enough to face Nnamdi Kanu and say, yes, we'll fight you. First, they prescribe IPOB. Next, they ask Buhari to send soldiers. And since then, they have been killing, they have been kidnapping, and they have been losing in their own courts. So today, Malamu disgracefully decided, you remember, just a few weeks ago, they went to court. And when they went to court, they asked the court to please stay execution on the judgment of the appeal court Are you with me? Judges, so 3 judges, they sat. They look at the argument of Buhari and Malamu. They look at the argument of Ejiofo, Aloy Ejimako, as well as Ozekome, the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu. The 3 learned judges, they listened to them, and then they passed their judgments on the appeal case that said Nigerian government violated the international law of extradition when they decided to become kidnappers abroad, where they extraordinarily renditioned Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria without passing through the legal process in Kenya, and they cannot prove how they got Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. They can't prove that to the judges. The judges were asking them, how did you get him to Nigeria? They said, don't worry, it's a national security thing. So we just got him to Nigeria. He was there. First, they said Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya to go and see Ashewo, to go and see this. So they were making up all manner of propaganda and lies. So when they realized that that didn't make any sense, they said, oh, Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya to go and see some El Shabaab terrorists. Now, that didn't make any sense either, because the Kenya authority who kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu tortured him for 8 days. When they found nothing, they couldn't let him go. They have to give him to Malamu, who was already there for a whole week with private jets, unmarked private jets from the presidency of Nigeria, waiting in Jomo Kenyatta Airport in Kenya, in Nairobi, waiting to take Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria without following any international law or what have you. The judges asked them, can you please tell us how you got him to Nigeria? My lord, that one doesn't matter anymore, okay? He escaped. He ran away from Nigeria when we were trying him. Right there in the appeal, right there at the appeal court, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, they proved it to the court, to the judges there at the appeal court just weeks ago, that you see this argument of that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, Nnamdi Kanu ran away from Nigeria. This argument is no longer valid. It's absolute nonsense. There is already a court judgment. There is even an appeal judgment that validated that that statement is absolute rubbish and wrong. Nigeria attempted to kill Nnamdi Kanu, that is expected to appear in courts in about 4 weeks. They decided to go and assassinate him. He ran for his life. They wanted him dead. The court ruled in Abia that in Umuahia that Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. In fact, Nigeria should pay him 5 billion naira for trying to kill him. Nigeria hasn't paid though. Nigeria appealed that judgment. Malamu appealed that judgment. They still punch him for face again. They still beat him there. They beat him for appeal. They beat him for everything, Abi. Now for Abuja, their lawyer is now lying to the the justices of the appeal court. But the lies didn't fly. Do you know what happened? The justices said, listen, we are not convinced. Listen, in fact, if all of you care, all of you in that Ministry of Justice, where Malamu is your minister, if all of you care, you should begin to find a way how to remove yourself from what is coming. Because they have used you. If you participated in kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, you may have immunity now. Yes, Nigeria reward criminals. But let me tell you something. This one is not going to be about, what's it they call them? Karma. Or forget that. You are not going to escape from what they have done. They committed a crime that will see Buhari in jail, that will see Malamu in jail, and every person who is part of that, including the pilot that flew Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi to Abuja. So the justices were not convinced. I mean, you know, maybe you they watch Law and Order, or don't you watch all these American court cases? You argue, my lord. Nnamdi Kanu is a very dangerous this and that. Oh, yeah, prove it. My lord, Nnamdi Kanu is a leader of a very dangerous organization. Okay, prove it. Oh, yeah, bring proof now. Hey, my lord, if you see what they are posting on social media, if you see what they said they will do to us, they say, oh yeah, have they now done it? Yes, my lord. Unknown gunmen, they are obeying Nnamdi Kanu. Oh yeah, bring evidence. Bring evidence. You don't get evidence. Okay, you kidnap him from Kenya. Oh yeah, bring evidence of how you brought him from Kenya. No evidence, no nothing. Don't waste our time. Go to hell. Now release this guy. That's what the judges said. 3 of them, they said, release him unconditionally. And in fact, if you love yourself, that's what the judges said. They said, if you love yourselves, you have committed a crime, and you might think you don't know now, Abi. If you love yourselves, just jejely, go shop, go and buy the best clothes, the best, anything best. Come put Nnamdi Kanu in a 10-star hotel where you get for Nigeria until when you relax, treat him well like a royal. Come call the pilot where you use that private jet where you take kidnapping. Now call the pilot. Tell them, say me then take the plane for car wash. No, for plane wash. Take your plane for plane wash. Get it ready. Tell them to wash the tarmac of Abuja. Call all the firefighters with the water in their tank. Wash all the Abuja tarmac. And tell Nnamdi Kanu, we are very sorry. We are very, very sorry. We made a mistake. We misfire. Tiketi wati koti. Save us all the rest of the embarrassment. Bye-bye. If you get to now your password, you'll be British. Now your password be this. They go Kenya. We go see later. But if you call Nigeria, they also say we get case. So, like, just let him go. That's what the judge said. That is what the justice said. You think I'm trying to make it funny? No. I'm trying to get you interested in what happened. You know, sometimes when something they say breaking news, you cannot try Nnamdi Kanu in any Nigeria court. Let him go. And somebody says, can somebody explain this to me? Like I am a 5-year-old girl. Because I want to understand this. Let him go. And then, I don't understand. That's what I'm doing for you right now. I'm not trying to be funny. Go funny. Returning back to where you brought him from. Quietly. And pretend that nothing happened. If not, you are digging Nigeria into more mess. It is sweet now. But you have no idea what they have done and the end result of the whole thing. Because you know what happened? Malamu, with his tail between his legs, ran back to Asshole Rock to go and speak to the lifeless breeding money queen, the lifeless megad, Buhari. Mala, say no more, kukure yanda. I have another trick. I have another idea. This is a very new idea. I learned this idea when I was reading the that stuff. Malamu, useless judge and bail attorney general. Appeal court gave a judgment. You went back to the same appeal court. First, they changed all the judges. They removed all the 3 justices that said Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. They removed them. Come and free him now. Come and free him now. Some of you said Nnamdi Kanu is working for APC. I suppose say all won't free fun. But Nigeria ordinarily is a punishment that you will have your share there, because we realize that all of us, they shout human rights. Actually, most of you are actually human abusers in the waiting. Now, because they abuse all of us now, they cry with us. And we know that some of you are actually waiting for your turn to beat us as well. Because say, now turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Breaking news, Nnamdi Kanu must be released and discharged and acquitted. Hey, we know it. They don't want Obi to win. We know it. They don't want Atiku to win. Every time election is coming like this, they will just release Nnamdi Kanu all of you now. But anyway, we can't realize, say, now all of us, they do human rights, we fight that freedom for everybody, solidarity nonsense everywhere. We know say that they beat us, we they cry together. We know say some of you they wait for your turn. They say Nnamdi Kanu free. You say me they no free. I'm say say human rights in your cover Nnamdi Kanu. What did he do? You don't know what he has done. Don't you see what he has? I say, but then they ask for witnesses for court. Malamu don't they shop for witnesses all this while. So you know the unknown gunmen, Abi. You know them. You know when Nnamdi Kanu recruited them, Abi. You sabi everything, Abi. How come una no go help Malamu? 10-0. Court cases 10-0. 10-0. Now only a wagbara, now only a shishe. Now in they do Buhari and APC. Sure you get, which is going to be the doom anyway. Is the doom. Shishe wagbara, nothing lawful, nothing legal anymore. Now shishe. We are all shouting human rights. We see human rights. I say some of you don't want, you want Nnamdi Kanu to remain in prison because you believe that he's done what they said he has done. But for 7 years, none of you could give them evidence. I say, see, I know everything. Where you look for Malamu, he will be so grateful to you. Instead of going back to the same court, appeal court too, telling them that your honor, that Nnamdi Kanu, we no get evidence. He's a very dangerous person, Your honor. We cannot release him, your honor. Please, I'm begging you in the name of Allah, in the name of God. Please, can you just give us a stay of execution? After appointing new judges, on the same matter that they have already ruled, the court has ruled. Then they brought it just, they said, Nnamdi Kanu's discharge and acquittal judgment is on hold. Oh yeah, we want to put it on hold for some time. Give us just on hold. There's no reason for it. After appeal court, now Supreme Court, sure you get. Nnamdi Kanu has defeated. Now write that down. Nnamdi Kanu has defeated Nigeria, has defeated Buhari, has defeated Malamu, has defeated all the conspirators who conspire to be killing innocent people because they are demanding for referendum out of a contraption that they were never part of from the beginning. All those co-conspirators and the rest of them. For 7 years, you have no evidence at all. Now, Malamu went back into that same court, asking them to stay execution. Ladies and gentlemen, for all your courts, he has defeated you. The only court that you are yet to be defeated, billions of naira, hundreds of millions of dollars, thousands of innocent people killed, thousands of innocent people kidnapped from their family members, and they have been locked up for years without trial. Yet, Nnamdi Kanu has defeated Nigeria under Buhari. I don't know how you take it. I don't know how you see it, but it is true. It is true. That's why I said everything they've planned 7 years ago that they would do to the Biafrans, they would do to all this, and they saw Nnamdi Kanu, they saw him as an opportunity to deal with the Biafrans and kill people and all of that, and that would bury anything about Biafra, what have you. Why the injustice that push for Biafra continues has failed. You should agree to that. It has failed. Stay of execution. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, they have conquered all those places. They don't need all of that distraction anymore, all those delay tactics anymore. You have all this while to prove your point, to give evidence. Abi, you have none. Let's go to Supreme Court. Now your Supreme Court go come interpret all waiting we don't discuss from all the lower courts. And for the first time, the Supreme Court of Nigeria is going to deliberate on a case that includes the Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And for the first time, Biafra referendum, Biafra independence, Biafra republic, and everything Biafra this, Biafra that, they are going to appear in the ruling of your Supreme Court. That is what being shameless can be. And they are not done. They say you go meet for Supreme Court. Which you won't go do for another court again. Malamu decided to go back to high court. Ṣé olórí burúkú ni máa yìí ni? Obviously, olórí burúkú ni. Àtàwọn tó ń listen sí. You started from high court. Then beat you there. You no agree. You no obey the judgment. They can't go appeal court, can't go sue you. Then beat you there again. You appeal the appeal, then beat you there again. Now you are now going back to this lower court again, high court, with new charges. Should not be Oriburuku be that. Like they consider they amended the charges, 7 new charges. Nítorí Ọlọ́run. I told you, some of the mumus, humbled slaves, obedient fools, and sophisticated morons. I told you, Nnamdi Kanu go spend all his life. I told you, that is an humbled slave living in a concentration camp. Somebody who is just an ordinary statistic. You don't know how that is, oh no. You, for some criminals, crooked criminals who have access to power to consider you as a statistic, were oponu etundunu, elewon ton so agomowo. They say Nnamdi Kanu dey prison. You know, say some of you na prison you dey all your life, sha. For that Nigeria, you just dey pray for one day to be free, freedom. And say, so what you go do if you win 1 million naira? Baba, I never see 1 million naira in my life. Oh. That is a 35-year-old man, a possible graduate, and he will tell you face to face and say, Baba, I cannot lie you. I have never seen 500,000 naira in my life. 35-year-old man. Say if you are working like this, AK. Let's say we are working like this. When Shakpa enter you, you will be say Shakpa and you now they now two of una or all of una they jump down for the same together. Shege now you be the conductor. Say enter. When Shakpa enter you very well, humble slaves, obedient fools. Oh, when the Shakpa enter them very well, they begin to hallucinate, dream. AK, what do you go do if you see $25 million? $25 million. First thing first, I go first buy Lamborghini Lobato, like $1 million. The next one, I could just buy all of the. You see all the landlord where they our street now. Loriburuku them be. They don't show me and my family. They don't show us shege. If I see 25 million like this, I go first buy all the houses within my street, demolish all of them. What do you go do again? I go first go to hotel. I go sleep for like. They say, are you not going to invest? Are you not going to invest? The two wearies will be the two Shakpa wearies. They will be like, my friend, you have thought you are going to buy a car. You are going to. Are you not going to invest? Now, so the weary will begin to say, yes, now I'll buy companies. I'll buy companies that will make me, I buy this, I'll buy that. The weary will never see 500,000 in his life, and there's possibility that he will never see one before he dies. With the exponential poverty they have created in Nigeria, that weary that is living in that, you are not in prison. You hardly have any food to eat in a day. You hardly survive a day. You can barely feed 2 mouths. You have family, you have children. You can barely even take care of them. With your let's say Shakpa life, you can't open your mouth. I told you, now dear Nnamdi Kanu go die. Now that prison, you go there forever. We Elewan thought he gate prison there. You don't know say you be Elewan. We don't know lock in gate prison. I mean in prison gate. Elewan thought he gate prison there. He ends up with and thought him become illegally. Ton fun lonje, ma fun lonje laaro. They will feed them in the morning, feed them in the afternoon, feed them in the evening. If Nnamdi Kanu just be, they go quickly call doctor, call everybody, make them come check him. You, Okada hit you, Okada hit your papa leg break. You dey beg for money on social media. Please help me, help my family. Help my family. My papa is a retired police officer. They didn't pay them very well. My papa can't fall down for gutter, can't break in 2 legs. Now, my papa to feed in our family is very hard. Please, if God touch your heart, please help my papa. Go kill your papa. Because some of you are indeed slaves who have no chains. Nnamdi Kanu, na there Nnamdi Kanu go rot. He was rotting away. Are you not looking at yourselves? If you see some of them, 25-year-old men, they look like they are 45, 50, 60. You see, somebody said, Maiyegun, or more. When I go to Nigeria, when I see you, Princess, Emma take a personal, because sometimes I wanted to ask you, say, which part of Nigeria you self they live? Because you are not a good example of what majority of people are facing there. Every day they say shark party. No easy, yeah. But you go come on the screen. Some of you will come on the screen, come they shine, like say, but that's not the story. People said, Maiyegun, when you get to Nigeria, it will come be like say everybody won't rob you. Don't take it personal. Emma take a personal, what you saw beforehand, though. Now, what people told me. Say the moment you come out of the plane and then you are walking down the hallway, passengers check and all of that, and you can't enter the main arrival hall where everybody did they wait. If you have not been to Nigeria for, let's say, 2, 3, or 4 years, even though you never take where you come out, it will come like everybody where they pass, it won't rob you. You go see your uncle. You go be like say, you go see some of these children who are like 20, 22, 25. Some of them you go already done they say, Egbo, what would you like to be? See, Egbo bawo shark party someone darugbo. Now the same idiot they carry chinko phone on social media. Those who are living in concentration camp, in slave camp, they are saying those who are asking or who are trying to encourage them, those who are encouraging them to break free from this stranglehold, shacklehold of these oppressors and criminals, they deserve to be jailed. They are rewarding terrorists. They are jailing activists. You are typing on social media. Eshowore will die in jail. Nnamdi Kanu will die there. You better pray, say, may you not die in your slavery, because Nnamdi Kanu won't die in any prison. Nigeria don't get the capacity to kill him. Have you not noticed? Have you not noticed? Every day, I hear they want to kill me. I say, Baba, wait till happen. When you say, wait till happen to your voice. My brother, this world is a very, very, it's war. Say, wait till happen. Shogun laye ni kilo days. Say bad weather? No, bad weather ke. Do you have cough? Cough. Maiyegun stop cough. Bawo na spiritual attack. Ow. I was fine yesterday. I was okay. Everything was fine. It was around 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Something just shook me from inside. As I opened my eyes, I just saw this big bird. I shout like a big bird. I said, okay. What's it gonna happen? You can't shop your voice. Maiyegun, calm down, Charade. You don't know anything. Let me explain. And so I started this Ayajo and Psalm 104. I back with Tabati Ada and every other thing I feel remember. Now the prayer. If first I struggled to speak. I struggled. But the spirit in me. I want I say, Baba, calm down. Sometimes, nothing way hunger no fit cause. Sometimes your fear that you are so afraid to share, that fear you are afraid to share is going to hold you for neck. Most of the time at night. Now they do 101. Some of you they do 010. Some of you they do 001. These are the rations of the food people have access to every day in Nigeria. And all of you are pretending on social media. Enemy of Nigeria will die, but you are sharing a milokon. Article must fix Nigeria. Obi will do this and that. And sharing, you are doing yourself with one hand and the rest, hoping that those who are opening your eyes will die for you so that they can reduce the price of Gary in the market. Sherry, you know, see, Nnamdi Kanu won't die in any prison. They don't get the capacity. I go make my tea. Don't go anywhere. I'm still on this Nnamdi Kanu of issue as it is. Again, don't go anywhere. If you haven't shared this before, I implore you to. And if you love to dance, Wiki can keep your company till I come back.
Some people think say you dey do juju.
If this is a joke, they will never go free.
Them dey bone face oh yeah, na who them dey bone face for. Busy body yeah, you're so wicked they walk oh. You know, as I'm watching on television now, they paint them. That is all. And they sweet there. When they see me appear like this, they paint them. And I promise them, I'm here to bury them. I see they paint them, they see us. I see they rain us, they pay. When you say, I see they paint them, they see us. I see they see us, they go they pay. I see they paint them, they see us.
Oh yeah, I'm here and you today. Face me, I've touched you. I go punch you now. So, Justice Nyako, Binta Nyako, the one that Buhari's Malamu have disobeyed many judgments, many orders. She ordered that they should let Nnamdi Kanu change his cloth. They didn't let him. She ordered that Nnamdi Kanu should be allowed to pray according to his belief. They didn't let them, and they didn't let him. They said that Nnamdi Kanu should be allowed to access his own personal medics, you know, his own carers. They didn't. And so many other things like that. Until the case got to the appeal court, where Malamu received acrobat, kick. The way they didn't recover from it enough to know that everything will have to go to the Supreme Court now. Is now begging. He went back to Binta Nyako. Binta, can you please look at these new charges against Nnamdi Kanu? Can you help us? Just give us anything that would say we have to meet in court next week or we have to meet in court in January. Can you do that for us, Binta? Binta looked at the old trash and said, see, Malamu, you have almost destroyed my legal career. Buhari, APC, and the rest of you. On this one, no, say gobe, count me out. Don't come back here because it's absolute nonsense. The appeal court is still valid. You said we should stay execution on it, right? Which means you want to put things together, but look at the trash you put together. Nnamdi Kanu call Buhari Jibri. And you didn't put that in the charges that, okay, make Nnamdi Kanu come and prove that Buhari is not Jibri. You didn't put that there. You said he insulted Buhari. He insulted Nigeria. He wanted the people to break away from Nigeria. All of this, you know, get evidence, one. And as it be, even if you get the evidence, we know if you use them, return the guy to Kenya, like appeal court told you, or wait for the Supreme Court to say otherwise. For now, stop, please, I beg. Bikonu. Dakunjo. So Binta Nyako today said she no get power to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu. They may see another Jankara judge tomorrow, but you should just know that Naimbi say
Malamu, Buhari, and the rest of them, they no get sense. And this shame they are bringing onto Nigeria through this Nnamdi Kanu stuff, right, is not going to keep Nigeria together. It is going to facilitate the breakup as well. Just like we said, they are in a hole. Instead of them to stop digging, they have continued to dig and dig and dig. So what do? You let them bury themselves. And that's exactly what the case of Nnamdi Kanu is going to end up as. Remember, I told you, even if you want them to jail him, listen, even if you want them to kill him or jail him, the point is, they don't get the power. That's the problem. Maiyegun, forget it. They killed Delegiwa, they killed this one, they killed Abiola. Baba, if to say, na so easy, na so it be. I mean, there are already Igbo politicians, okay, who want Nnamdi Kanu out of the way 100%. They have made that commitment to Buhari. They have given him the access to Eastern Nigeria to hunt young people, incarcerate them, kill them without consequences. People's properties are being burnt, right? People's homes are being destroyed, burnt by soldiers. No consequences. So do you think if killing Nnamdi Kanu is that easy, they wouldn't have done it? Sure, go easy, ni. They would have done it and damn the consequences, Abi. They've killed thousands of people there. Do you know that? They've made people disappear, that people can't see them anymore. They are not seeing them for years because they accuse them of being members of IPOB. Sure, you get. They have carried out massacre. I'm talking about a whole community, like community cleansing. You don't get a genocide where soldiers will land in this community, right? And they will begin to shoot anything that move. Where are you watching me from? Otta. Let's say you are watching me from Otta right now, okay? You see that Otta? You know Otta is a city, it's a big place, Abi. Now let's say 200 soldiers with guns. They started shooting everybody, anything that moves on the street of Otta. As you are running, then you are seeing Nigerian army. Nigerian Air Force dropping bombs in civilian homes in Eastern Nigeria. Evidence, not make up, evidence. They said they are looking for IPOB in communities where villagers, community people, farmers, traders, all of them, small villages, Olu, Osu, Imo, they are bombing them in the name of looking for. So imagine that, that they are doing that to you in Otta. And suddenly, they started setting your houses ablaze after some of you managed to escape and run away into safety. Then, when you finally safe, then you see it on social media. Nigeria army routs the Yoruba self-determination, this and that in Otta. And you, where did your shop, Jeje? You don't even know that the Yoruba nation and Nigeria, they get issue. You are just there, like every other Nigerian, Abi. We be say, now, to kill waiting you they eat. You know, Nigerians have to kill what they eat every day. If they don't, they will starve. More than 70 to 80% of Nigerians have to work and earn money daily before they can feed. That is that analogy of Nigerians have to kill what they eat. If they don't kill, if you don't let them go out, So where you are, jejely in your shop, and you come back, they don't kill 3 of your children, small picking, They consider they follow Yoruba nation agitators. For Otta, with here ready, with everything. Look at our homes, look at our shops. Everywhere is destroyed. Who are we going to run to? When the newspaper say the Nigerian army versus the Yoruba. So that's exactly what they are doing in Eastern Nigeria. For those of you who have no idea, it doesn't matter whether you are supporting APC or PDP, or you are supporting Biafra, or you are supporting Nigeria. What they are doing in Eastern Nigeria is just gaslighting. And, hundreds of people have been killed for that. Thousands have been made disappear. So if they can kill Nnamdi Kanu, after damning other consequences, do you think they wouldn't have done that? They can't kill him, okay? The worst they can do is to keep him the way they are keeping him, feed him, and continue to monitor his health. Which means, if you ask me, Nnamdi Kanu is more valuable than majority of you Nigerians. Do you know that? It's more valuable than you. Since they locked him up, your electricity hasn't improved. Your economy has been completely destroyed. You have more people who are now jobless. Abi, most of you are now at the mercy of terrorists. Majority of you currently are thinking of how to japa and leave that Nigeria. Life has gone from bad to worse, from terrible. From worse to even terrible. I don't know if there's anything after that. But Nnamdi Kanu, they locked up, hasn't made them to at least improve your electricity generation. It hasn't made them to jail corrupt people who loot your money and get away with them. Nnamdi Kanu being released, is likely going to help you to break free too. You, common sense, so think am. Reasonable, or they come.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government, through the High Commissioner, that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done, and the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria, so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the Council Committee for peace. The one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
That is the Nnamdi Kanu that I support. That is the Nnamdi Kanu that I will publicly defend. Not the Nnamdi Kanu that they have taught you. The one they taught you to hate. The one they told you is your enemy for some reason, even though it's never been part and parcel of decision makers, of those of keeping you safe and all that, right? Now, if whenever I speak out, I don't listen to tirades or what do you call it? Echo chambers and the rest, okay? Now, every time I come out, or should I say, every time I come out to remind you that if you support justice, equity, and fairness, you must not do so with any sort of ethnic, racial, tribal, religious, or any other kind of sentiment at all. If you believe that justice anywhere is justice everywhere, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, injustice to one is injustice to all, it doesn't matter where they come from. Now, with that, you realize that the real aggressor is the terrorists that Nnamdi Kanu want us off. He said those who are using terrorists to cause attention, fear in Nigeria simply because they wanted power, and at the end of the day, threaten everybody to succumb to a religion which is going to be impossible. He said, if we don't come together to stop it, it is going to consume Nigeria. Do you know what happened? Unfortunately, the people that Nnamdi Kanu want us off, that if they were not stopped, they will break Nigeria. They are now the people in power. That's exactly why Nnamdi Kanu became their target. Once again, as a reminder, this is the Nnamdi Kanu that I, Maiyegun General, the General Overseer, say Babajio of the Temple of Truth, encouraged you. And then we all agreed that an injustice to one is an injustice to all. Injustice to one elsewhere, somewhere is injustice to all everywhere. We put our resources together. We believe in the just fight. The Nnamdi Kanu that on this platform, we put together 2 million naira in a token support for his vibrant, gallant, ever-fighting, and ever-winning legal team on this platform. This is that Nnamdi Kanu. We know none, any Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB that is involved in any terrorism. But because those who said they are terrorists, Buhari and gang, they are the terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu want us off here. A quick one again.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear.
When he was in that protest in London 11 years ago, there were no Fulani killings as rampant as you now witness in eastern part of Nigeria or other part of Nigeria that you see today. Nnamdi Kanu was not in that protest because of Igbos or Biafra. It was at that protest because of innocent people that are being killed by Boko Haram terrorists up north. And he said, we know their agenda. We know where this is headed. We know where they are taking all of this to. If you don't stop them, if this guy gain power, we are done for. A quick refresher. The Nnamdi Kanu that you legally support. Remember, this is him.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
MNK. That is the man that has been unjustly locked up illegally, even having defeated them in their own courts. But there is something I strongly believe, right? Buhari has no locus standi. He doesn't have what it takes to convincingly convict Nnamdi Kanu for any crime. And that is why 100% I believe that even when Buhari himself will eventually fizzle out of, just kind of a fizzle out of the entire picture and run away from the whole picture that you would probably never have to see him again, with what they have done, the only thing that can come out of this is two things. Let Nnamdi Kanu go. Open up a dialogue. I have seen Atiku said he's going to dialogue. Obi talk saying go dialogue. And few others. Kwakwanso said he's going to have a chat with Nnamdi Kanu if he becomes president. You know what happened? See, Buhari has pushed the Biafran struggle further than even where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself probably envisaged. But he said it. He said, Biafra will come and you will not even shoot one single gun. I don't know how many of you will remember that. He said, Biafra will come and Biafrans will not shoot one single gun. Nigeria will lead this charge. Nigeria will lead the charge for the emancipation and the declaration of Biafra Republic. And that's exactly what will happen. They have put him in that stage. They have put him at that position. Nnamdi Kanu is coming back to bring exactly what he wanted for the people of Biafra land. And when that time happens, right, you see those who are vilifying him now, persecuting him and doing all this, right? Trust me, they will be nowhere to be found. And in fact, some of you would have forgotten what you said about him, or what you wish him, or what you are hoping will happen to him, simply because you trusted Buhari, that with his illegality, his criminal mind and all of that, he could do whatever he wants. But it seems that Nnamdi Kanu being that hard nut that he has become, they have no idea what to do with him anymore. They don't have a clue what to do with him anymore. Do you get that now? So, Supreme Court is going to be, whatever Malamu cooked, it didn't taste nice. Binta and Yako didn't eat any of it. Therefore, it did the Supreme Court. Now, if the Supreme Court now says, with what they have, Supreme Court is not going to have a new argument. Supreme Court is going to look into the appeal and it's going to ask them, that, okay, do you have anything you want to add or not? And if the Supreme Court now says, Nnamdi Kanu have every right to demand for Biafra peacefully, legally, even though your constitution, it's not in your constitution, Abi, this may be it.
And then, you probably won't be laughing again. I mean, you are probably not going to be laughing for too long anymore. So the bottom line is this. Gra will not stop people from asking for Biafra or Yoruba nation. The injustice in Nigeria, the criminals who have been benefiting from the injustice, the crooked, the rogues who have been rewarded again and again. And the basket, that basket where the victims of their corruption, the victims of their mismanagement, the victims of everything that is wrong with Nigeria, the basket is growing, is expanding. The number is expanding. And guess what? With what I believe, just same way they can no longer control the corruption, just same way they can no longer manage the looting the corruption, and it's already ruining the country, I believe it's the same way they are going to lose the control of the people. You are going to stop listening to them soon. You are going to look back and say, God damn it. How did I agree with everything in the past in the first place? Man, you will be so angry. You will be so angry that a moment like this, there is a moment like this where you wished the people that wanted you liberated, you wish them, you wish something evil happened to them. You wish them killed. You wish them jailed. You will look back, and you'll be so angry with yourself, and you'll be even more angrier with the same crop of entitled criminals from your tribe, from your religion, from your region, from everything you have been associated with them, and excuses you have been given for them. Why they ruin Nigeria? Jail activists, and then reward terrorists. You're going to look back and you're going to be so angry. Trust me, you're going to look back and be so angry. You know why? It's going to get to a stage where they will no longer be able to control the numbers of you in that poverty bracket. Desperate people who can see their life flashing through their eyes, like, boom, you know what I mean? Some things will happen to so many of you in Nigeria that you feel like, Maiyegun, something happened to me yesterday. What happened, sir? I saw the junior brother of death. What happened? If I tell you the whole story, this Nigeria do me. Waiting happens, just be a man, don't cry. Tell me. I nearly died yesterday, Maiyegun, because of 4,000 naira. 4,000. So you will look back, you will be hungry. Something is going to make you flashback. And when you get to that stage, when you get to that state of mind, these guys will have a lot of you to deal with. And with my own experience, from my own experience, I'm going to say they are going to lose control. They're going to lose control of you. For now, they can tell you to sit down and you sit. They can tell you if they burn you well, come out tomorrow, we'll go shoot you. Come and protest tomorrow, go shoot you, and you don't go come out. For now, they will tell you that if you don't behave, DSS is going to visit you, and you believe them because you don't want them to visit you. Everything they've told you, and all the fear they put in your mind, that makes you feel like there's no other way than to just live and die with this Nigeria that you have no choice at all. I have a news for you. Nigeria and the politicians are going to lose control of you. You're going to be out of control soon. There's so much you think you can take. Now, you're going to get pushed because the resources of the land and the looters in the land and their greed has become so insatiable. Their greed has become so uncontrollable. There's nothing they can steal. There's nothing they can sell. There's nothing they can turn to money. Just anything. Just money. If they can't do that, they'll print more. While majority of you will suffer inside that same system. Now, that's how they're going to lose you. They're going to lose control of you. Seriously, they're going to lose control of some of you soon. We see all the obedient, It's really like they don't lose control of those ones. But the control, I'm not sure say strong reach to chase these criminals out of town. But look at the rest of you supporting them, I don't pray may anything happen to you, may you not die, so that you can live and tell the story, okay, and testify to the glory of the glorious message of Maiyegun. You will live to testify. I don't pray anything happen to you, even though some of you are saying that if Nubu Mata go kill me, you want something to happen to me, but nothing is going to happen to me. And I don't wish anything happen to you. But you will live enough to have that experience. And when you have that experience, that disappointment, that eye-opening moment, they will say, sit down, you won't sit. They will say, shut up, you won't shut up. They will say, sleep there, you won't. They will say, give your hand, answer up, you won't answer up. You will chase them. That moment is near. Get your PVC. Baba, now your revolution card you they get to. Because you go look at that PVC, you go put them down, you go burn them soon. Majority of you will burn that PVC soon. As you are burning that PVC, you are burning the bridge of the lies they've told you. You will do a lot of things you don't believe you will do right now. Some of you are going to do a lot of things you probably are not ready for. Right now, so many things you never think you will ever do in your life when it comes to you reacting to what Nigeria has done to you or is doing to you. Now look at me very well. You are going to play a role. And that role is just a few weeks away. They will push you to that point. Are you going to break the barrier? I don't know. Are you preparing for an election? Maybe. You are preparing for something bigger than that. Because for the election, una no get control over that. For the election, that one is already rigged before you cast your first ballot. If you don't believe me, you better start buying your own, what is it they call it? Gas mask. Start buying Timberland boots that can take any rough running. You are not preparing for an election. You are preparing for a revolution. Something that is different from what that measly card they gave to you can actually do. But whatever it is, I pray you live long enough to tell this story. I'm going to hang up here. So remember, whatever you are going through right now, the best plan they have for you is this. And as you are going tonight, please don't leave without dropping your own offering. Like the broadcast, share it, and then maybe subscribe. And when you set your notification, when you subscribe on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, and you want to set your notification, put the notification on all, okay? Don't just put it on live or upload. Just put the notification on all. And don't forget, the future they have for you is packaged in just this 100 seconds video. And from here, I'm going to say good night to all of you. You should have a wonderful night.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. Continue. 70 years old man.
Jesus is Lord. Jesus.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
Maiyegun Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Yoruba number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.